Chris, what's going on? Good morning, Chris. Alright, so with GJ we had like a little range here. We broke out, created a high, did a little pullback when broke the highs. Now we're kind of rejecting, it seems like, so probably just want to see where price is going to move from here. It looks like on the 1 hour we might see some sort of retracement. 4 hour, rather 4 hour resistance as well. Previous 4 hour rejected this area as well, so this one obviously very well can reject it as well. Daily's pretty bullish. So yeah, I think at this point, you know, we'll continue to look for buys above this area and then probably sells below here at this point. So probably want to look for a slingshot setup here. Then look for sells below this zone down here. Roberts, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, so this is this resistance here. Yeah, it's not going to be a tradable range here. Yeah, so honestly, not really any tradable ranges like going through these areas. This is like really the only tradable range here. 44 pips at least to the upside. So with that being said, if we're going to look for buys, it's going to be more on the MP special basis. And we'll probably actually just remove that, and then we'll bring this down here, because at this rate we can either, you know, create a high, come down, create support, and then go retest the highs, or we can break the lows here and continue and retrace and you know, correct that entire move there. Can you explain what does slingshot setup mean? Yeah, good question. So slingshot setup is essentially when price goes up, you know, breaks out of a zone, and then it does like a little pullback to continue to go up. So that's essentially a slingshot. And so a good example of this would be like this setup here. You know, we have a bullish candle, a bearish candle, and then this bullish candle continues to go and break the highs and continue. Here's another good example: bullish candle, bearish candle, then bullish candle, and it goes to continue. So think of it as like price is moving up really hard, and then it comes back a little bit, grabs some liquidity just so it can continue to move up. So that's kind of a slingshot. Here's a good bearish version of it too. We have a bearish candle, bullish candle, bearish candle, goes down. Yeah, so that's what I think for GJ there. Now for gold. Gold actually just gave kind of like a sling. This is a slingshot setup here. This bearish candle, bullish candle, and then bearish candle. And then price came down, broke the lows here, and good confirmations for, you know, a continuation down. Entries at BOC, correct. I think that means break of candle, so correct. So like this one, for example, this candle would have closed, you would have been looking at it like, okay, cool, as long as the low is respected, so stops at like 31 pips or so, then once this breaks here, you know, we can continue down. And it moved, you know, 11 pips or so, so definitely would have been able to secure some partials there if that was during the trading time. And it makes sense here because we're rejecting this resistance area, you know, hourly close bearish, so it makes sense. It's also a 4-hour resistance. So yeah, on gold at this point, I think we can look for sells below here. Yeah. So if this candle goes down and breaks the low here, I'm not gonna enter. If this candle closes bullish and then the next candle respects the high and goes to break the low, then I'll enter. We might also see something like this play out on 15-minute too, because if you think about it, this is like a break and retest. Price broke out, now it's going to retest, and it can continue down to correct that move. Mike, do you look for zones only in 30 minutes? Sorry, just missed your analysis. Correct. I kind of like determine a bias based off of the hourly, or I mean the daily, 4-hour, and then hourly. So for gold, you know, since we have daily candle bullish above this zone here, you know, we have like a zone like through here. So because this candle closed higher than all of these candles here, we can anticipate this candle to create a bottom wick, go up, break the high, and continue going up. Now, is it going to make that whole move in one day? Probably not. So then we look at 4-hour and we say, okay, cool. You know, previous 4-hour candle was bullish. However, we're at a resistance zone, so we got to kind of be a little cautious of this area here. So if we look at this area here on other time frames, we can see, okay, perfect. That's actually an hourly resistance as well. We're currently rejecting it, and candles are starting to move bearish, creating lower lows and lower highs. 30-minute is telling us the same story. So we're just trying to figure out, like, what is the story? So based on what I kind of just explained, that, you know, the bias, the bearish bias is kind of favored, in my opinion, here based on gold. So with that being said, this is like a break and retest, like I said, you know, we have price breakout, you know, we're retesting this area. If it can respect this area, continue to break the lows, we have a nice clean range to come down here. You know, we have 110 pips. So at this current time, I'm only going to be looking for sells on gold, unless the bias starts to change and we start to see price printing bullish, closing above 1679, you know, 1681 or so. In GJ, we kind of have a similar thing happening. Previous candle was bullish, current one respected the lows so far, broke the highs, seems like it can continue. So if we look at 4-hour, we actually see that we're at a resistance. And 4-hour resistances are strong resistances because we trade off a 30-minute. 4-hour is obviously higher time frame than 30-minute. As you can see, we're also rejecting this area on the hourly as well. Rejection, rejection. We've also moved a lot of bullish candles here. You know, these are clean bullish candles here, moving far away from the support resistance area, so giving us a very high chance, a high probability that we'll have some sort of pullback to either go retest highs and continue, or to continue and correct the move. So that's just kind of what we're trying to figure out based on the lower time frames, like 30-minute here. So I'm actually gonna leave that zone there just because, you know, I know that's a key zone. Yeah, so if we start seeing like some strong bearish candles close here, it would have to be below 167.834. If we see some strong bearish candles close below this zone, I'll be looking for some sells for sure. I could have honestly looked to take this here as it broke the low, correct this little move here on the 15 minutes. Kind of a range though, but it's a tradable range, 22 pips or so. Do you wait for candles to close, or you take impulse entries as well? Not really confident when to take an impulse entry. So I wait for candles to close and then I take an impulse entry. So it's kind of like an extra confirmation. So sometimes I miss moves because of that, but I'm totally fine with that. So basically what I mean by that is, you know, if this candle starts coming down below the zone, I'm not just going to sell. I'm going to wait for the candle to close because it sells below closure here. But at the same time, once it does close below, I'm going to wait for the next candle to respect the high and go and break the low. If that makes sense. Yes, sir, Roberts. Almaty, what's good? Good morning. How's it going? How's it going? Yeah, gold's looking good to continue bearish. El Mahdi, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking about it here. If the 15-minute breaks the low here, I think it should continue because that's going to be a 30-minute candle wick fill. The hourly should end up closing, you know, pretty strong bearish. Like we talked about, we're, you know, at this resistance area. I think I would kind of like to see this 15-minute candle close, but we can look at this as like price broke. It's retesting the zone, breaking the lows, gonna continue to this area, but ultimately continue down. Yeah, I think Yeah, I'm gonna look to take this if the spread. Yep. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna be in this here, or I'm going to be. Kind of risky just because it's, you know, it's Monday, it's the first trade. It's, you know, kind of want like a little bit more confirmations, but I think this should play out. I've seen this happen a bunch of times. And I'm gonna anticipate this to play out before the hourly candle closes. Should give us, you know, should come down, give us 10 pips here. Price was a little lower, or my entry was a little lower than I wanted it to be, just because it took a little dip there, but should be all good. I'll get it marked up here. Yeah, 19 pip stops. Gonna target 1668.10 down here. As always, have a partial stop loss in here. It's about 9.5 pips. That's 50%. 1677.42. $16.75.67 is an auto break even. Alright, cool. So we have everything set here. At this point, we just kind of let it play out. If it plays out, it plays out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's okay. We have everything set here to manage risk. And like I said, you know, the anticipation here is that 15-minute, it did this little break, retest of this zone up here, and it's breaking the lows now to continue down. We do just kind of have to be cautious about this support here, but being that it's a 15-minute support and a 30-minute wick fill, I think we should continue through. And you know, it should hit this auto break even and partial take profit levels as long as we continue to make lower lows and lower highs, which this is like technically a counter trend entry because, you know, price moved up and then, you know, is now starting to do a pullback. But with that being said, we did have support formed here. So as always, you know, the rule for counter trend positions or counter trend trades is when price comes up, you know, and it's moving in trend, if it creates a resistance and then a support, you know, we're either expecting the support to be respected to go break the resistance or the support to be broken to correct the move. And we know a lot of times that during New York session, we see corrections of the London session moves. So that's kind of like the reasoning of the trade, in my opinion. Almighty great man, how are you? Good, good. Chris, so you're going in impulsive, correct? Not waiting for candle to close? Nope. No, like I said, just because it's, it's the trend, in my opinion, is starting to switch. So it's starting, we see this pullback, like I said, but now the pullback is starting to be, this zone is starting to be respected, and it should continue to correct and move. Might be good to wait for a candle closure at this point. Yep. No, for sure. I mean, however you want to manage your risk, definitely feel free. But still a proper entry, I'd say. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It looks like it might come up, hit this partial stop loss, 1677.42. I'm going to take myself out of 90% of the position at that point, so we'll see. But yeah, no, I do agree. I mean, at this point it is 15-minute candles too, but I'm just anticipating this 30-minute wick fill and then continue to correct the move here. But we shall see. About a minute and 50 seconds left until candles do close. So as long as this 15-minute candle closes, stronger than this previous bullish one, I'll feel confident in the position. But nonetheless, it can't always be right. So you have to kind of expect that, or accept that, no matter how right you think you are, there's still probability that your analysis could be wrong. But the biggest thing is just executing on things. And if it works out perfect, you gain a little bit more confidence towards those types of moves. But if it doesn't work out, then no problem at all. You just learn from it and put in your notes for next time. Alright, cool, that didn't work out last time. Maybe I shouldn't do it again. Something like that, It's also early in the session too, so no need to rush anything. Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to hit my partial stop loss on this candle open, but we'll see. It's obviously going to create a top wick here, but the whole reason of the partial stop loss being there is just to reduce risk. I only risk 1% per trade, but having the partial stop loss at 50% of my drawdown helps me reduce that. So I never really actually lose 1%. Yeah, so it hit the partial stop loss, closed 90%. And at this point, we'll just let the runner run. If we look for an opportunity to add back, some percentage of risk, then awesome. But if not, no worries. So it's 30-minute closed, kind of like a doji, so weak. Hourly could give us a little wick fill here. So yeah, we'll see. As long as the 30-minute candle high is respected, I think we should be good. And the 30-minute candle high is also like pretty much the hourly candle high. So yeah, should be all good. And as you can see here, this previous 15-minute candle did close just a tad bit stronger than the previous one. It respected the previous candle's high here and broke the low, so it's creating lower lows and lower highs. So we can anticipate price to continue to do the same.
Okay. Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo. Okay. Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo. Now let me see you go. Go off like a bomb. Now let me see you go. Go off like a bomb. Okay. Okay. Push the tempo. Okay. Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo. Now let me see you.
When would I add another position? I probably won't realistically, but just because it's Monday and I don't want to be a dumbass and set myself up for a bad week. But probably if price broke the low here, the 15-minute candle low here, and it respected the high, I'd probably do it then. But like I said, the only problem is there's this 15-minute resistance here, so you can't ignore it, you know. And like honestly, you know, we're taking the trade rate into it, so it's kind of, honestly, it's, you know, it's not the best trade in my opinion, in hindsight, as it's retracing on us.
Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo. Okay. Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo.
Managing risk is always key. Yeah, so as the lows broke in here, this is like when I would probably add, you know, back the risk that I closed, but I'm not gonna do that. And keep in mind, like, this doesn't mean like just if you opened up a one lot and then, you know, like you wouldn't open up another one lot here. If you had a one lot open previously and you closed 90% of the position, meaning that you closed 0.9 and you only have 0.1 running, then, you know, you want to just like allocate like whatever risk that you have left, save. So if you're risking $100 and you closed out $90 of that risk, but say you didn't lose $90, you only lost 50, you have another 50 to risk based on the stop loss, you know. So yeah, we break these 15-minute candle lows here, we definitely should continue. I mean, it's clean range to the left hand side to continue. So as it's coming down, you know, we can see that, but any signs of rejection here, we kind of got to be a little cautious about. But clean range here, I mean, definitely should play out and pay out, but we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. Currently in some minor profits. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. You know, this 15-minute area here. Can't ignore that. Yeah, GJ closed below our zone here, but no bottom wicks, so. And same thing, 15-minute resistance, so. Oh, we're flipping. Yeah, see, this is kind of why I was saying like adding risk back would be a little risky. Adding back what was closed because, like I said, the resistance here, and as we can see, it's rejected and closed back in this range, you know, so it's just ranging on 15-minute at this point. So auto break even level was just hit. So it looks like honestly we're just a little too early for the move. Yeah, it seems like we got some volume coming in now. It's like 8 pips in profit or so. Nine, 10, boom. Yeah, so I actually got out of it there at 10 pips. If it continues to run, it is what it is, but that right there just made it a break-even trade for me, so didn't lose anything. I actually lost 10 cents. That's what I lost. But and that was with closing 90%. I closed 90% of the position at minus 9.5 pips, and then just closed the remainder 10% right there at 10 pips. Like I said, if it continues to drop, I really don't care. What I didn't want to happen was turn that profitable situation or the break-even situation into a losing situation. I think it should realistically continue. Like I said, you know, I've seen things like this happen a lot, but this just kind of told me, you know, I need to really wait until I'm 100% certain. Remember when I took this entry, I was like saying it was a little risky because it was based on 15-minute candle, you know, still being open. There was a 15-minute resistance here, etc., but based on 30-minute hourly, looked like it played out perfectly. So analysis was perfectly correct. That's also why I didn't close the remainder 10% as this candle closed bullish, because I told myself I had already reduced risk with the partial stop loss. You know, I need to let the remainder 10% run and see if it's gonna come down to my target areas, which it did. So no problem, like I said, valid trade, valid idea, just early on the execution this morning. Great patience, Mike. Thanks, AFC. Almaty, I learned the lesson because I closed everything and I lost. Almaty, I did that on Friday. Or no, not Friday. Friday we had a winning trade. I don't know what day it was, but I did that. I did that last week. And so I put it into my notes as I was reviewing my trades this weekend from last week. I put it into my notes to not close the remainder of the position unless it hits stop loss. Just let the remainder of the position either hit stop loss or go into profits, and close 10 pips. So that's you know, like Almaty, I don't think you're wrong for doing that, because I used to do the same thing all the time. But when I did that last week, the same situation happened. Let me try and find what day it was. But I had the same situation happen. Like price did one of these things, the same thing. Like it created like a low, it came up, retrace, I took entry, and then one candle closed against me. I closed the remainder of the position. Next candle just drove. I was like, fuck. So since I reviewed my trades, my trade journal this weekend, I saw that, I was like, no more. I always close 90% at 50% drawdown. So like total stop loss 19 pips. This partial stop loss was minus 9.5 pips. So I'm already reducing risk that way. I should be totally comfortable with letting the rest either hit stop loss, the 10% I have left open, either hit stop loss or hit my PTP area. So patience is key. Roberts, do you risk your account based on percentage or pips? Percentage. 1% per trade, 1 trade per day. And as you get more confident, you can increase that percentage. I wouldn't do anything above 2%. I think that's probably like the max that I've risked, but usually just 1%. Bear with me a sec. I gotta save some of these images for my journal. So all good. Right analysis, right idea, just early execution. Early execution. Nice 15-minute, that's 15 and 30-minute candle close there. Nice strong, yeah. Nice. Look at GJ, man. Yep. Still no bottom wick, no bottom wick. Gotta be really cautious with those situations with no bottom wick. But yeah, closing below this 15-minute resistance or support area, so that's good. And I think it should continue, but just gotta be cautious because of these no wick situations. With 1% risk, what was your best month return in percentage? I'm not too sure, honestly. I think 15%, 20%, something like that. I think that was probably August. August I took like 27 trades, 24 trades, something like that. I took 2 losses the whole month. It was a beautiful month. It was an amazing month. Dan, what's up, man? How's it going? But yeah, I think this GJ probably continue to do the same type of thing that's happening over here on gold. What relevance do wicks have on direction? So I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question 100%, but the way I'm understanding your question is, how do I know if wicks are a rejection or if it's going to be a wick fill? That's kind of how I'm understanding it. And so prime example is this candle right here. You know, we had a support level right here. This candle came down to the support level and rejected it and closed above. So this would now be, this candle right here, this wick would now be a rejection because it failed to close below a zone. However, this candle right here, you know, it moved down, broke the lows, and then closed below this zone here. So this wick right here is now considered a wick fill because the candle closed below the zone. So an easy way to explain this is wicks are rejections when they fail to close above or below a zone. Wicks are wick fills when they do close above or below a zone. Let me know if that makes sense, AFC. Joao, good morning, man. How you doing? Why do we have to be careful with no bottom wick? If you can explain, please. No bottom wick just technically means that there's no range for price to move for price to continue bearish. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to move bearish. It just means that the probability is lower. You know, when you have a wick to fill, you know, it shows that that price has to move down there and fill that wick, and then, or it has a very high probability of moving down there and fill that wick before it continues to, before it reverses or whatever. But if there's no bottom wick, it's basically just saying that price, you know, there's no range to fill. Now, on the flip side, you know, situations like this work out often where we have price with no bottom wick that closes below a zone, the next candle wicks up, respects a high, comes down, breaks a low, and then continues. So like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that price isn't going to move in your favor. It's just saying that price has a lower probability to move in your favor, about a 50% chance, I would say. AFC, no problem.
style, the loudest one. Bending all the rules in this game. Try not to tattle, bro, or else I'll have to battle ya. Break your mind and rattle ya. Checking off my calendars. So I'll be spitting live in the booth. I'll be getting high with my youth. And we just hitting miles in the coop. We're just in a vibe with the crew. Trying to be the baddest one. Bet the style, the loudest one. Bending all the rules in this game. Try not to tattle, bro, or else I'll have to battle ya.
AFC. I prefer your stream to Raja. His ego needs to be checked. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nothing but love for him, 100%. But no, I agree. It's kind of like not as valuable anymore. I actually still watch it. Like Friday's session, I think, was probably like the first time that I skipped his session and I just continued to stream. But I ended up, going backwards and watching his stream this weekend. Because I do think there's a lot of takeaways that I've taken away from his streams. I mean, I have a whole notes. Here, I'm gonna show you guys this.
Try not to tattle, bro, or else I'll have to battle ya. Break your mind and rattle ya.
Like I have a shit ton of notes that I've taken from his streams, market fluidity itself. I mean, a shit ton of notes. And I'll definitely keep in there too. I'll continue to watch his streams. I'll continue to watch market fluidity. I mean, the knowledge is priceless. All the shit that I've learned, it's been amazing. But yeah, no, I definitely can agree to your statement there. But nothing but love for him. Then I also have this, lessons from weekly trade ideas. These are all just kind of takeaways that I've grasped from reviewing trade history. GJ sells. Yeah, I mean, I think a valid entry, especially because of this situation here, like I've noticed a lot of times that when the top wick will break the high, but then candle continues to go break the low in the same candle, it usually continues in that direction. So, I don't think sells on GJ are invalid. I just think the no bottom wick is something that you need to be cautious about. Like in this situation, I think this would still be a good entry here at the break of the low here, because price came up, created top wick, and then went down and broke the low. So, I don't think sells are invalid here. But, like I said, you just got to be cautious about those wicks. And that's something that I learned from Raja, so so we'll see if it plays out for him or not. But, I mean, pretty much everything I've learned from him. But what do I think about gold sells? Yeah, I mean, I think an entry at the break of the low here would probably be good, but you have 3 minutes left in the candle. I'd almost want to see this close weak bullish. like kind of how it is now, and then the next candle respect the high and then go to break the low. And the reason that I say that is because at this point, you know, if you take an entry as the low is broken here at 1674, stop loss is going to be above the previous candle, you know, it's 35 pips or so, which isn't terrible. It's doable. You know, your lot size is just going to be smaller, but if this candle can close weak bullish, then you take an entry as the next candle breaks a low here at 1674 again, but your stop loss is now 14 pips, you know, 15 pips, you know, so you get double the lot size there. I would also be cautious about the fact that like price has moved like pretty bearish based on 30-minute here. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bearish candles on 30-minute for a total of 53 pip range. So what's the probability that we're gonna see another 30-minute bearish candle, and what's the probability that that bearish candle is going to move at least 10 more pips for you after it's already printed 4 consecutive bearish candles and moved 50 something pips? That's all trading is just what's the probability that price is going to go in my favor. But based on this 15-minute, you know, transaction here, price came up, created a high, went down, created a low, a recession low to retest the highs, failed to retest the high. That's where we look to take entries for the initial sells here as the low is broken. So it's kind of the same thing, but so I mean, it's valid in my opinion. Godlike, to answer your question, is sells are definitely valid in my opinion, but if you're looking at 30-minute time frame, got to be a little bit cautious because of the amount of consecutive bearish candles and how far away from the zone it's moved at this point. But if you look at 15-minute, this is the first bearish candle, and it's also closed below this zone. But at this point, I'd probably just wait for the 15-minute candle to close here, and then if the next one can respect this bullish candle, this bullish 15-minute candle high, and break the low, welcome to the promised land of happy profits, forever profits. Cool. So with that said too, we got 21 people here on the stream with us live, only 11 likes, so let's get them likes up. We got at least 10 people that are right here right now on the stream listening to my voice that have not liked the stream. So please like the stream, and if you're new to the stream, please subscribe as well, so that way you don't miss any future ones. I'm at 390 subscribers, trying to hit 400. Bad. Once I hit 500, I'm going to drop the video on entries. Well, I just crossed 1,000 public watch hours, so that's pretty cool. 1,000 hours. Sales on GJ looking good. Let's see. Yeah. Same type of thing that I was just talking about. You know, candle's about to close. If you can respect the high and break the low, should continue. 15 minutes kind of a weak time frame to execute on for a GJ, but I think it's valid. So, you know, you want to look for something like, you know, entry as the price is breaking the low. And let me adjust this so people don't think that I'm in this, though I don't know why this is like this. Yeah, so it'd be something like this. You would want the high to be respected here, and then you want the low to be broken. Jesus. But yeah, clean 96 pips to the downside, so that's what I'd want to see on GJ. Yeah, gold broke the highs there. Yeah, I agree, Almaty, especially on 15-minute too. Especially on 15-minute. I've noticed that a lot. You see, like right here, you know, it just happened right here. Broke the high and broke the low. Them are them volatile candles. But yeah, I'm gonna go fire up some coffee. I'll be right back, guys. Turn up this music a little bit for you.
Big Mac Whopper.
We back. Yeah, gold looks good to continue. Get rid of my stuff here. Pull. Oops. Yeah, so this idea here didn't play out on GJ. $30 still creating lower highs and lower lows, so I think it should, GJ sell should play out. The hourly looks good. Respect the high here, break the low, looks good. Nice clean candle here to fill. Clean ass candle to fill. Yeah, it still like sells on GJ here. Kind of in a range at this point though, it's just ranging. Actually no, I mean if we look at 30-minute, we broke the range. Kind of doing a retest here. If we respect the high and break the low, looks real good. Yeah, so we have a strong 30-minute close here. So this is almost like an MP special, really. Price moved up, created the high, come down, creates a support, and go retest the highs. Yeah, it would have been a solid trade idea actually. 25 pips stop loss or so, 20 pips. Pretty good on the top side. Yeah, this is a nice little MP special move here. Yeah, this is how this would be. Buys above, MP special, and then just a very easy target here. 20 pips. DJ kind of doing the same. Strong bullish close here. Clean candles to move up through. Yeah, both of these are valid. Valid setups that I would execute on had I not already taken a trade. Whoops. 15-minute candle closing. Yeah, got some traffic here on gold. That's probably why they make that clean move. Probably got the same here on GJ too. Yep. We'll support here on 15-minute. We should see if 30-minute respects the lows, should continue. But if it starts to break the lows on both of them, it looks like a really nice slingshot move. GJ based on the 30-minute and the hourly. So I'm going to change this, and then we're going to do... I need buys above MP special. Jake, what's good, man? Good morning. Pretty volatile candle for an entry. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that too, Jake. And so with that said, I'm actually going to adjust this, so that brings up a good point. The buys above makes good sense with the MP special, but the sells below will probably want to see a closure. And it's totally fine for that because both of these have very large ranges to fill to the downside, so it'd make more sense to wait for a closure rather than take an impulse slingshot move. So good point, Jake. Thank you. Yeah, 15-minute broke highs and lows. Closed kind of weak bearish, so really could see it go either direction here. Same thing here on GJ. Being that GJ rejected this support zone, this looks better for like a slingshot based on the 15-minute to play out the MP special. And that would just be continuing this, yeah. Who was that earlier? I think it was AFC. Yeah. What relevance do wicks have on direction? Here's another one of those situations, AFC. This candle right here, this 15-minute candle. Notice how it came into this support level, but failed to close below it. So it rejected it, came down to it, rejected, and then closed above. So now this one, you know, as long as it respects this candle's low right here and breaks the high right here, should be good. But like I said, there's this resistance here that you got to be careful of. But that would be one of those things where, you know, it's 8 a.m. Just anticipate New York Stock Exchange or New York volume to drive that price in the direction you want it to go in.
me on the flip side, whip you like a riptide. Yeah, I like my hips wide. Yeah, everywhere I look, I see ballers popping the collars, hustling for dollars. Never see me losing, never catch me snoozing. In my Lambo cruising. No, I don't want no excuses. Give them some bruises, no one refuses. You better watch your back. We hustling, we hustle. You better watch your back. We hustling, we hustle. You better watch your back. We hustling, we hustle. You better watch your back. We hustling, we hustling. Catch me on the flip side, whip you like a riptide. Yeah, I like my hips wide. Yeah, everywhere I look, I see
Jake, do you have a favorite stoicism quote? Nah, not one that I can like think of off the top of my head. To be completely honest, I can't really think of like any quotes off the top of my head that are like stoic quotes, but a lot of it's just principles. Yeah, that's nice. Like slingshot moved here, but the entry, the entry just doesn't make sense here based on 30-minute stop loss would be like 40 pips. 15-minute, it wouldn't make sense to take an entry here because there's support right here unless you're just anticipating for that to break. Stop loss still be pretty ridiculous there. I think the same thing here. 27 pips, that's not bad. 6 minutes left in this candle, so impulse entry might make sense as all the lows are broken. 167, 610, but at this point it's probably just better to wait for this candle to close. Oh, the comics, that's what came in to drive this, I think. Bring in some volume. The GJ setting up for that nice close on the 30-minute. For the slingshot though, I would like to see it close below. If it doesn't, an impulse slingshot entry would make sense, I think, though. Especially because the hourly still can break the low, drive down. I mean, this clean ass candle on the hourly. It's been slow since we took that trade. Gold looks like it's gonna freaking go bullish. It's really just ranging though. Yeah, GJ never gave that close below, so yeah, so we look at this, we respected the low and broke the high. This is 30 minutes, so rejected the support pretty strong on 15-minute twice now, here and here. So I still look for sells below closure there. Got 30 pips to fill to the top side of this range. This will be a slingshot move here. Respect the low here. Break the high. Fill this wick. Come fill this range. Aiden Lewis, what's good, man? What's good? Oh yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we got 4-hour candle closing in 26 minutes also. Yes sir, yes sir. GJ is looking good. Looking good in my opinion for a buy. A buy to the top side here. Break of the high. Fill this range, 25 pips or so. But you have to wait for it to break the high here, so. But I already took a good trade today. I took gold sells. It turned out to be a break-even trade. So I think I'm done for today unless I see something absolutely amazing. Since it was a break-even trade, I'm willing to, you know, put my risk back up, but not sure that I want to do that, honestly. Not sure if I want to take that break-even situation and turn it into a potential losing situation. But if I take a trade, it might be at the break of the high of this candle. That's going to be, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, let's see if I can get my MT5 open before the high breaks here. I might take an entry. Looks like stop loss be like 27 pips or so. Do 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 do. Yeah. Now that I'm flipping through this 4 hour, I forgot this 4 hour is rejecting this resistance level. 20 minutes left in the candle before it closes. 1 hour is kind of like in a range here. We're kind of in a range there. 30 minute, it looks good to break the high and continue. Nine pips or so to fill that wick, and then 23 or pips or so to fill the top of the range. Looks good. Yeah, we'll see. If it breaks a high, I think it would be good. Oh, my bad. So did you change the coffee pot? Nope. Still got the pour over. J Council, I think when price closed below that 167.830, the market showed its hand to the downside. Also the clean candle to fill. 137.830. Yeah. Yeah, when this candle closed, yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, like this wick up and then the break of the low. As long as it didn't immediately break the low, I think this wick up and then break the low would be a good idea. But as we can see, it kind of failed to keep continuing. But shit, it could continue right here. You know, we can look at this as price created a high, it created a low, tried to go retest the highs, but it failed, and it can continue to break and go down. This also like a break and retest. We look at this zone right here. You know, this obviously a zone here. You know, price broke out of the range, this range that was created. Price broke out of the range, came up and retested, failed to break above, and can flip. I realized that when I set up my trades like how you do and don't take the trade, the results are phenomenal, which I could have gotten profit, but sometimes I honestly think the market has a different psychology behind it. Yeah, I mean, so if you think about like the steps to taking a trade, you know, number one, you know, identify a tradable range. Number two, identify a potential entry. Number three, execute. So it sounds like you're doing 1 and 2, but you're not doing number 3. And it could be a lack of confidence. You know, it sounds like to me like you're second guessing yourself. What I would do is just, you know, either lower your risk and take the entry. So that way if it plays out, it's going to build confidence towards you taking that entry in the future. But if you lower the risk and you take the entry and you lose, then no problem, you just lost less. And then now you know for in the future, you know, hey, this setup didn't work out for me in the past, I'm not going to execute on it this time. So that's kind of what I take away from your statement is you just got to focus on executing. And that's what I did this morning on gold. That's why I took the trade that I took. You know, I told myself that this was kind of like an iffy trade. You know, I was taking, I don't even know what I took now. Sells. I took sells right here. Based off of this 15-minute candle closing bearish, this one right here, and then actually I took it as this bearish one broke the low. That's what I did. So I took sells here. I knew this the support was here. I wasn't like crazy confident in it, but it was the same type of thing that we were just talking about here on GJ, where price essentially broke out of a range, went and retested, and continues. So that's what I was anticipating. You know, we had this like zone marked up here, and we had price break out, come up, retest, and then this was the candle I was executing on as it broke the low to come down and fill the range. And so when I executed on it, I was just like, you know, I don't think it's like the best setup. However, I want to execute on this because to me it is a setup, and if it works out amazing, I'll add that to my confidence in the future. And if it doesn't work out, no problem, you know, I'll take the lesson. So Aiden, focus on executing. As long as you're within your trading plan, as long as you're, you know, executing on the risks that you plan on losing, etc., it's always a good trade. Thank you, bro. I think I don't have a proper trading plan though. Okay, no problem. This is my trading plan. I am profitable when I follow my rules. 1 trade per day, study, become sensei, stay disciplined with 1 trade per day. Wait a second. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Stay disciplined with 1 trade per day. Don't force it. Wait from 6:30 to 9:30. If you see something you like, execute it. If not, don't execute. Always have a plan to exit the trade. Plus 8 pips equals break even. Auto break even plus 10 pips equals secure 90%. Minus 50% stop loss. Then close 90%, which is partial stop loss. TP at next support resistance. Trade 20 to 30 pip range. At least look for MP special or slingshot only. So that breaks down everything. Very simple, but it covers all the bases. 1 trade, it covers my risk, how I'm going to exit the trade. It covers the entries that I'm looking for. You know, I'm identifying, you know, what is a tradable range in my definition. Yeah, covers all the bases. So screenshot this if you want. And gone. Simple is key, man. The biggest thing that I see with traders is they try to be so complex, they try to be so sophisticated, sound so brilliant that shit is fucking impossible to understand. And I don't understand it. To me, it should be simple. You should be able to explain it to somebody. You should be able to show your chart to somebody, and that person should be able to look at the chart and be like, okay, I understand exactly what's happening here, or I understand exactly what Mike is looking for here. Like, that's why I post my charts. Like, when you see my charts, you should be able to see, okay, cool, Mike's looking for sells below with a candle closure below this area. Mike's looking for buys above with a slingshot entry above this area. Here's his target for buys. Don't see anything for sells, so you know, I can anticipate that he's probably going to target this range, and you're exactly right, friend. That's what we're targeting. So that should be the key. You know, simplicity is key. Almaty, so you won't take any other trades? Technically no, but the trade that I took was break even, so you know, in my opinion, I still have that 1% risk, but it really just kind of comes into the decision making process of, am I willing to, you know, potentially take a loss to take another trade? And I think that just kind of comes down to if I see a setup that I'm really confident in. What if your stop loss is like 20 pips, so PTP after 10 pips? Correct. Yeah, so this one here, this trade here that I took, I think, yeah, stop loss was like 25 pips. Or I thought it was 25 pips. Oh no, it was 19. Yeah, it was 19 pips, that's right. But I still had partial take profit at 10 pips, and so that was like the difference between August and September, October. So August I took like 24, 26 trades or something. I had 2 losses. Those losses were like reduced risk too. That was an amazing month, and it was all based on just securing 10 pips. And I had an amazing profitable month, and then after that I kind of had like a little ego boost. You know, I was like, you know what, fuck 10 pips, I'm gonna start securing 20 pips. And then I noticed price kept going, 15, 10 pips in profit, and then it would come back and stop me out in a loss. GJ having some major wick rejection. Correct. Wouldn't that not play out in your favor in the long run? Like, wouldn't losses end up being more? Not necessarily. So if my risk is always 1%, then, you know, the risk is never changing. The risk is always 1%, but you're right that, you know, the partial take profit, like the profits would fluctuate because your lot size is going to fluctuate. So, you know, your lot size based on a 25 pip stop loss with a 1% risk is going to be different than your lot size with the 10 pip stop loss with the 1% risk. You know, obviously that makes sense. So with that being said, you know, if we take losses, 1% is only always being risk, but the gains are going to be different. So the thing is like the strategy itself is more profitable based on the entries. Like the probability of price playing out, like your trades playing out, is higher based on just securing 10 pips. You know, a lot of times price moves 10 pips, you know, so that's kind of what it's based around. So I don't know if I answered that clear at all. That sounded pretty choppy in my mind, I'm not gonna lie, but I was trying to explain it. But in theory, yes, you're right, Jake. Like, your losses would be larger than your wins, only if you're losing the full 1%. But because I use a partial stop loss at minus 50% drawdown, that closes 90% of the trade, I usually only lose like 0.6%, 0.5%, something like that. Yeah, exactly, Jake. Yeah, it's kind of all dynamic. I paid 600 USD for a class, bro, and trust me, if I had known you had this channel, wouldn't have done that, because I've gained more knowledge here than ever since I had that class. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing that. That's kind of like my motivation for doing this, honestly. Oh, damn, and we're coming to 9 a.m. close. I was just looking at this and I was like, oh, looks like we might get that entry. But it's a 9 a.m. candle close. So as long as it doesn't drive, if we can see a nice close here and it doesn't drive, and we still have at least 20 pips to catch, I think this will be good. But it might not close the way we want it to close here. So we'll have to see. We got a minute and 40 seconds left. But yeah, Aiden, I think I was explaining that, or I was answering your question or whatever. Or I mean your statement. Damn, I can't speak today. I'm like tired as shit. But yeah, no, that's kind of like my motivation behind doing this. Honestly, I lost a shit ton of money just trying a bunch of different people's strategies, you know, paying all different types of mentors and all this bullshit. And yeah, I was just like, there's no need for this. You know, I don't understand. I get it, you know, people should be compensated for their knowledge, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, we're in an industry where we're trading with something that doesn't require, or you don't need money from other people. You know, like, I can just, you know, I can just record my sessions here as I'm trading. Now, I'm already making money through the markets. I don't need to charge people, you know, to attend my sessions or to send signals or anything like that. I never really understood that. Like, if you're making money from trading, why do you need money from signals and all this shit? It doesn't make sense. So if we can get a wick down and come and break the high, I think this is gonna still be good. Wick down, break the high, and if it just breaks the high, I'm still gonna enter probably. Just anticipate this volume to push price. This is what we're gonna be looking for here.
Step it up, step it up. 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 Step it up, step it up.
Come on, we're gonna get it. Come on, GJ, do that thing. Do that thing for us. What you think, chat? We gonna do this? Yeah, bro, 100%. How about them Lions? Pulled out that W, man. It was a good weekend for my teams. I'm a big Michigan State fan. They came out with a nice W against Illinois, too. Daniel Harding, what's good, man? Good morning, good morning. Pips paying rent, what's good, what's good? Dan, it's just probabilities. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think if we break this high, the probability to catch 10 pips is going to be extremely in our favor. Pips pay rent. It was pretty good, man. All good. I took gold. I took gold sells based off of, dang, that's a nice little slingshot here that I missed out on because of GJ. Not enough range, though. Not enough range. But the session's been good. I took sells on gold right here as this 15-minute candle broke the low. I had stops above the high here. I ended up securing 10 pips, but I closed, my partial stop loss was hit before there. So I hit a partial stop loss, closed out 90% of the trade, and then had the rest of the trade going to my entry, or had the rest of the trade going to the partial take profit where I had my TP set. Just close out the rest of the trade, so it's just a break-even trade like I got listed up here. But that thing's moving now. That thing's moving really nice. Yeah, that thing. All the time frames are really showing that it should be moving too. It's about to About to break the daily highs. Yeah, that thing looks good. I need a closure, then break with all things considered. Yeah. Yeah, understood. Understood for sure. Jake, because of how price has been moving, you know, it's been in this range. It could very well just break the highs and come back and close in this range. Oh, nice. Was it profitable or around break even because of the partial? Yeah, break even. I actually lost 10 cents. But it's kind of looking like it's not going to break for us. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to like this. I don't think I'm going to like this idea if 15-minute closes bullish. Dang, we got 394 subscribers, 6 more to 400. We got 6 people in here that aren't subscribing. If so, hit that button. No. I hate Michigan. I hate the Wolverines. They played each other last year, I'm pretty sure, in the playoffs. Wasn't it Michigan and Georgia? I like Michigan State. Go green, not blue. But yeah, Georgia, they came out with the big win this weekend. They needed that for sure to have any chances of making the playoffs, I think. Which they're good. Reclaim that #1 position. Alabama lost again, so they're fucking long gone. No playoff hopes for them. Freaking Clemson lost. No playoff hopes for them. Yeah, we had a big weekend this weekend. I think there was like 8 upsets. Ooh, 15-minute close with no top wick. I entered just as the spread broke the high. $26 pip stop loss. So we're gonna have partial stop loss at like minus 13 pips. To reduce that risk. But we're just going to anticipate this NYSE volume to just push us here. Oh, we're galloping. What was the entry? 167,893. Profit level 168.123. Stop loss 167.626. And then we got partial stop loss down here. What's that at? 167,762. Put this here and this there. One 67,973. Alright, so this is what we're looking at here. If it plays out, amazing. If not, it's because of this 15-minute resistance. For our OB, we could be in for a nice sell, but GBP is very strong at the moment. I'm not sure what the OB is. Order block? Order block? This resistance? Yeah, I just call that a resistance. But yeah, partial stop loss has just hit. So 90%'s closed. We'll just let the rest run. We'll see where it goes. And if it's a loss, it is what it is. Probability not in the favor today. $67,993. So what I just did is I deleted this partial take profit and I set my full profit to 167,994. So now it looks like a really retarded risk to reward here, but because I close out 90% of the position, I'm not going to close partials at 10 pips. I'm just going to close the remainder of the position at 10 pips, or it's going to hit stop loss. But yeah, I agree with this guy Billy here. This 4-hour resistance pretty strong. Also matches up on hourly, 30-minute, everything. What's your reasoning for taking off 90% at partial stop loss? Seems like it might as well close at all, since your partial stop loss is basically acting as your stop loss. Just wondering so I can learn. I personally close 80%. Yeah, so the partial stop loss isn't really acting as the stop loss. It's acting as a partial stop loss, because if you look at this, the partial stop loss is not at a theoretical level. Like, it's just in the middle of the range here. Like, it's not below a candle low or anything like that. So the proper stop loss is here below the candle. However, I don't want that to be hit. You know, I don't want to lose a full position at the full stop loss. And I really don't even want to see drawdown at all. So that's why I do the partial stop losses, because if it starts to retrace more than 50% of my total stop loss, then it's going to close 90% just to reduce risk. But yeah, I mean, 80%, 90%, to me it's the same thing. You know, it's just a difference of 10%. You know, if you want to close 80%, go ahead. If you don't want to close any at all, don't worry about it. For me, it's just simply reducing risk, because I don't want to see losses, or I don't want to see drawdown. It's also something that I've noticed too is, you know, a lot of times the stop loss doesn't get hit because I put my stop loss at a theoretical level. It's a very valid level. So a lot of times they don't get hit. That's what I noticed. We saw that with gold, the gold trade that I took earlier. You know, this we had a bullish candle close on 15-minute. This candle closed bullish. In the past, I would have just closed the rest right here, but the next candle broke the low, hit my take profit, and it ended up being a break-even trade, which gave me the opportunity to execute this trade. But it's all just personal preference, in my opinion, as far as like how much you want to close, if you want to close any at all. You know, I know a lot of people that just, you know, they set the stop loss and they're in the mindset of like, the stop loss is there to stop my losses, you know, so I'm not going to close before it, because then I wouldn't use a stop loss, you know. I would have just set my stop loss there. So I understand both sides. For me, it's just like a comfort thing. Yeah, but honestly, price has been moving pretty slow this morning. Jake, just like you were talking about earlier, though, should have waited for a candle to close above that range there. This 15-minute just looks like shit, too. No top wick here, resistance here. Not really in our favor, to be honest. Price also keeps closing below this zone. Yeah, it's kind of a dumbass trade. Yep. It's all good. It's all good. We'll see what happens with it. Are you funded, Mike, or you trade with your own capital? My own capital. My own capital. Yeah, so we closed back in the range here. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense for me to hold this, but since it's just a 10%, I'm just going to leave it. It's either going to hit the partial TP level, which is now the take profit here. It's going to hit my stop loss, one or the other. But we'll see. We'll see. Took them gold sells earlier. Took gold sells. Ended up as break even, and then we have this GJ trade where we've already closed 90% here at the partial stop loss. Just a messy day. I don't think it was a bad trade, just a breakout is all. Yeah, just like we've been talking about, you know, it's really just probability. You know, it's either going to be in your favor or it's not. And at this current moment, doesn't look like it's in our favor here. But cool, we're gonna shut it down for today. If you've already taken some trades, Be safe. Don't overtrade. Appreciate the love here, the likes here. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Yeah, we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna come back tomorrow for another day. Dang, look at this gold rejected hard there. Thank you, Roberts. Have a good one. Have a good one. Oh, got a little slingshot set up here on gold on 15-minute. So this GJ is breaking the 30-minute lows. Yeah. Looking like it's gonna hit the stop loss, but all good, all good. Cheers, Billy. Have a good one. Have a good one, man. Yeah, we'll see here. But alright, everyone, have a good Monday. Have a good Monday. Stay safe. We'll catch up tomorrow for another session. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. AFC, peace out. Al Mahdi, if this hits TP, are you gonna be at break even? Maybe, but it looks like it's gonna hit my stop loss. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I will, honestly. Probably not, because stop loss was a little bit bigger. Usually it's got to be less than 20 pips, I think, for it to hit break even. If I close with the partial stop loss. Abdelaziz, I think the only trades that should be taken today are those of London session. Yeah, I think you're probably right, honestly. I think you're probably right. We really didn't see anything this morning in New York. We kind of had this little retracement here. And, you know, potential sells could have been taken here, but with the no bottom wick, it just didn't really make a lot of sense. And then honestly, like buys, I was looking for buys after we started seeing the bullish closers, but yeah, we just pretty much ranged. I mean, just really wasn't moving. Saw a lot of movement during London. That's probably why we ranged now. But yeah, gold, yeah, I mean gold, this made sense here off the slingshot, but not enough range to the top side. Yeah, Abdelaziz, I think you're right, man. I think you're right. You shouldn't have taken any trades during New York today. All good, all good. Well, cool. That's it for today, everybody. Have an amazing Monday. We'll catch up tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for the likes, and thanks for the subscribes, as always. Until next time, adios.